Welcome back to another episode of Sal and Pals Go to the Movies. Touly is busy, so I will be reviewing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So just a fair warning, there's going to be spoilers up ahead, so you've been warned. Dr. Stephen Strange casts a forbidden spell that opens the doorways to multiverses, including alternate versions of himself, whose threat to humanity is too great for the combined forces of Doctor Strange, Wong, and Wanda Maximoff. So let's begin with my first pro, is the main cast. We have Wanda, played by Elizabeth Olsen, and Doctor Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch. Both really did their parts really well. It sort of reminded me of the Civil War when both sides think they are in the right and the other is wrong. But here Doctor Strange, after playing with the multiverse in Spider-Man No Way Home, and Wanda after the incident in WandaVision, is now Scarlet Witch thanks to the Darkhold book that she came into possession, and with the catalyst American Chavez, they begin their own version of the Civil War. Doctor Strange finds himself trying to save Chavez from Scarlet Witch, which leads us into seeing more cameos in other multiverses that will blow any Marvel fans' mind away. But before I get into that, let me go back to Scarlet Witch in the multiverses. This brings me to my next point, how this movie tried to go really deep cuts on us, Marvel fans, but to fans of just the MCU, they kept it sort of simple for now, like with Scarlet Witch and how it touches upon Houses of M from the comic books. She has a mental breakdown, she thinks she had twins, and thus puts a hex on mutants by uttering no more mutants. The same concept was introduced during WandaVision, where she does sort of the same thing by creating her own family and her own bubble, and still now believes that her kids are real, which in the movie they are, but in a different universe, which is the motivation for her to seek them out. Also, the movie talks about the Illuminati in the comics. They are sort of the ones that are appointed to keep track of issues that might cause universes to collide, which is called an incursion. This is where two universes are bound to collide and both will be destroyed, or one is saved by destroying the other universe first and taking its place. This is sort of overly simplified version, but in the comics they go deeper. This happened in the comics and it was called Secret War. But I like how this is being set up now with movies and also the Disney Plus series, WandaVision and Loki and so on. The vocabulary such as multiverse, Illuminati, incursions are being said, and this makes it more open for comic book arcs to appear in future shows or movies, and that is really exciting for us Marvel fans. Just like how we got excited when we saw Professor X, played by Patrick Stewart, show up in the movie. It was like, yes, this is the crossover I really wanted to see, instead of Venom or Morbius crossing over to the MCU. And now we want to see X-Men and Avengers coming together in the same movies. Next point, the special effects of the multiverse and the dark tone was like, wow, Sam Raimi really brought it home. He does this all the time and we really missed it. Remember when Marvel movies were the best bet to take your kids to see and DC was the one doing the dark movies? Well, Sam Raimi said, hold my beer, and he does his dark tone Doctor Strange, and we say, we ain't mad, please, can we have some more? The times when the characters are in the interdimension realm or crossing over from one universe to another, those scenes are really well done, especially with the special effects. They flow really well and they give you this perspective of using magic and sorcery at the same time. Especially when they use magic and are having fights, they are really well executed. And let us not forget the first time Scarlet Witch attacked Kamar Tosh, the scene had magic spells and destruction. It was way better than the last Fantastic Beast movie ending battle scene, since that movie also had to do with magic. We got to see Scarlet Witch disintegrate a bunch of people like they were nothing, and when Doctor Strange trapped her in the mirror realm, that was incredible, but then she found out how to escape. I was really digging those scenes. Also, the fight between Doctor Strange and Sinister Strange and the way they battled through musical notes, I was laughing but enjoying the scene at the same time. It was funny that the classical songs played as the notes hit the opponent. I was thinking this is the dark tone Fantasia from Disney mixed with Marvel, and I was in mad. Next is the cameo and post-credit scenes. So first, the mid-credit scene, it involves Doctor Strange and his third eye. Since we've seen it in the first film as the Eye of Agamotto, I think since he used the Darkhold book, the eye got reawakened. But is it going to be hard for Doctor Strange to control it? Will it be an issue in further movies? Also, is it going to play a bigger role in the next film? Since we got teased at the ending credit scene when Dr. Clea appeared and told Doctor Strange she needed his help to stop an incursion. We see that word again pop up. Next, Doctor Strange says, let's do this, and we see his third eye open as we see them exit the scene. And then we also see a cameo by Bruce Campbell. Since this is a Sam Raimi film, it was really subtle, but at the same time it was really epic, since we saw him at the beginning of the movie with Doctor Strange casting a spell on him by having him punch himself or hit himself, and then at the end of the movie we see him still punching himself and then all of a sudden stop. I mean, it's a Sam Raimi film, so we needed to expect Bruce Campbell to be in there. And this leads me to my cons. The deep cuts are nice, but the MCU fans will be left pondering what they really mean, or it might be ignored by a few. But for those who know, it was really great. But for those who might not know, that means going back and reading a few comics to catch up, like the House of M, Secret Wars, and some Doctor Strange issues too. But if the MCU really wanted their fans to be in the know, they would have implemented these keywords in other films, so when people heard them, they would have been like, yes, I've heard of that before. So they wouldn't have to go through issues and read about it. Next con is people will be asking themselves, who is America Chavez at the beginning of the film? And by the end, they will still be asking, who is she and what can she do? The film just threw her into our faces and did not establish her character, other than she had two moms and lost them when she opened the gateway when she was small between universes, and not much more. Oh wait, yeah, they actually did hint that she had super strength, just like Miss Marvel, sort of, but they didn't really elaborate anymore on that. And by the end of the movie, somehow she was able to control her portal abilities just because Doctor Strange said, believe in yourself, you can do it. And now, at the end of the film, she is now training to make sparks with Wong. Yeah, this really left us wanting more of the character development, especially since she is really unique. It is sad that the film was not focused more on her to shine more light on her character for future installments of the film or the franchise. And my last con is some of the sequence played out like a horror film trope. For example, when being chased, you never stop and wait to see if the killer is behind you. Or when running to get a key item, for example, a book, you never stop to ponder. You just go and swipe it and then get out of that scene. This kept happening in the movie. For example, when Doctor Strange was seeking the book to stop Scarlet Witch, he stopped, took a sweet time before he actually picked up the book, and then we know what happened. Or for example, when she was running after all three characters, they kept closing doors, and when they finally had a second to breathe, they stopped and said, hey, everybody be quiet, let's see if she's still here or she's still following us. What did they expect to happen? For her to say, oh man, these people have closed 3 doors on me and I just ripped them apart, but hey, 4th door closes on me, that is too much for me, I better call it a day and just go home. Like seriously, I would have liked it if America sort of began to learn some of her abilities, not fully, but somehow learn how to open a gate, but not be able to pick where the destination led to. And this would be a chase scene, similarly how the Loki series did it, for example, when they open gates and stuff like that. And this actually helps because you can make character development on the way there. Also, wouldn't it be great if we had 3 Doctor Strange characters on screen at the same time? Since the director, Sam Raimi, from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man franchise was involved, this could have been a perfect way to bring back the Spider-Man meme, but with 3 Doctor Stranges. So my grade for the movie is going to be a 7.5 out of 10. It was nice to watch. I really enjoyed some of the scenes and the deep cuts, but I really wanted to see different Doctor Stranges from different worlds. Also, I wanted more character development for America Chavez, but I did see Patrick Stewart as Professor X and also John Krasinski as Reed Richards, and that blew my mind away with the endless possibilities movie rights that we can have in the future. But yeah, it was a solid 7.5. Loved the dark tone and how they weren't afraid to kill so many people in scenes. This was amazing. So that does it for this review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Please join us next time where we are going to review Firestarter.
Please, I can help you.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can find our social media links below. And like always, keep watching movies.